Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Burn Bootcamp podcast. I am in the building with lead trainer from Waukesha, Wisconsin. We got Lucas in the building, y'all. And listen, this man handed me a beat down today. What camp was that again?
Metcon.
Metcon. What camp time was it? What did I do?
4:45.
That was a 4:45.
First camp of the day.
First camp of the day. Yeah, that's why I can't remember because it's been so long.
Blur.
We've been here since 4:30, 4:45, tearing it up.
Yeah.
It was an amazing workout, man.
Appreciate it.
You guys have an incredible community. You know, Waukesha is one of our newer gyms. It's only been open for like a couple years. Opened during the pandemic.
During COVID, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are well beyond 400 members, chasing down the 500 member mark, and I just had such an incredible experience today, not only in your camp, but the camp that I train. Like, your members showed up like 100-fold for me on Monday at a 6:30.
They were looking forward to this for like the whole month. Like, as soon as we heard about it, they were all over it. They're like, I got to take off of work. I know it's after Easter. I'm not going to have 2 plates. I'm gonna show up for you. So they were looking forward to it.
So this was just like a meditated thing. Like, they were. Okay, good.
100%.
Well, I'm excited to just have Burn Nation get to know you a little bit. You're the lead trainer here, and you know your team is amazing. You know, you're running the training team here at this location, and I want to dive in first of all to like your background, and just tell me a little bit about yourself and how you were brought up and what drew you to training in the first place.
Yeah. So I'm a Milwaukee, Wisconsin native. Been here all my life. Fitness is something I kind of dabbled into on accident. My dad got me a bench press when I was like 10 or 11. Huge video game person back in the day, so he's like, how do I get him off the computer? How do I get him off of the video games? And it was just working out. Like, I could barely lift like the 25-pound bar.
Okay.
Like a humbling experience, but from there I was like, I want to get stronger. I could see how it started to impact me physically and mentally, and I think that was just addicting. I felt less anxiety, I felt less stress. I was just kind of able to get in my zone. It's like a form of meditation.
Yeah.
So that's what really got me hooked on it. I didn't always want to be a personal trainer. 3 years into college, I had undecided majors.
Where'd you go to school?
UWM.
Okay.
Yeah. So undecided majors, 3 years through, like, what do I want to do? I know I did not want to sit behind a desk. To me, that's like the worst thing I could possibly do is just be behind a desk, pushing paper. That was not my lifestyle. I knew that wasn't for me. All throughout high school, I did track, I did cross country, I did soccer, I did tennis. So I was always active.
Okay.
But I never saw like that extra push where like, hey, trainer's going to be what I want to do. But that slowly developed over time.
And did you go? So you went to University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yep.
And you studied nothing basically for your first 3 years.
For the first 2 years, it was like just
you didn't
kind
know.
of like
And
on
then
a wing, like,
did
hey,
you do
college is the
an
next
exercise
step.
science?
I did. Kinesiology was my major that I
excellent.
finished with, and psychology too.
Okay. So, what do you think that you picked up on in school that has really translated into helping people here at Burn?
I would say the work ethic is what I pretty much got from the college days.
Okay.
Like how to schedule my life, how to schedule the order and the importance of what needs to get done, what's priority number one, and then what kind of goes underneath that, so I can stay focused on constantly learning and constantly progressing. I could have been just as good of a trainer, if not better, without those college years, but it did set a foundation for like, okay, I know that this is going to be the path as I got farther along. Didn't start that way, but it ended up being
you learned how to learn how to take responsibility and all that.
So
I was the same way in college for sure. Yeah. And you know, so how old are you now?
28.
Okay, so you're a handful of years out of college, and you've been here since the beginning at Burn, which is 3 years.
Yeah,
so
2020 with Cody Burns.
What'd you do? Oh yeah, he's here right now in the building. We're getting ready, y'all, to do a training here in Waukesha. We got an audience here for our podcast today, Lucas. So you're a kinesiology major.
Yep.
You learn how to learn in school. What'd you do before 3 years ago when you joined Burn?
So when I was finishing up my degrees, I was doing the personal training at the gym there at the Kolachki Center.
Okay.
And then I also did a little bit of group fitness and one-on-one training at the community fitness center around the area. Just getting my reps in, trying to figure out like what's my training style.
Yeah.
But I never saw myself as a group fitness trainer. So I never applied for like, Orange Theory, Burn Bootcamp. I never applied because I didn't see myself as that individual.
Right.
More of an introverted person by nature.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's not me. That's not my energy. I don't think I could be at that level. But Carrie and Karen saw something in me, and they really brought that out throughout the years. Like what you see today isn't always what it was.
Right.
It's just
let's talk about that, right? Because a lot of people have preconceived notions of like who they are and who they're meant to be, and then you meet somebody, and that somebody just happens to have that encouragement or that belief in you that's inspiring to you. Talk to me about that and why that's important to you. That you have a team around you that really believes in you. They all believe in you. Like, you know, like when I was talking to Carrie and Karen about coming here, they're just over the moon about your attitude, your effort, your belief about the brand. You're clearly here now in a group setting, but we're still personal trainers, and you think maybe that is what grabbed you on to Burn. Like, talk to me a little bit about how much it meant to them to have that encouragement in you.
Yeah, I mean, they're everything. They're the reason I'm still here today. They've had that confidence instilled in me that I've been able to translate and give to our 450 plus members, and it never feels like a job. I mean, I wake up, I come to work, as you can call it if I'm talking to somebody else about it, but it never feels that way.
The adult jungle gym?
Yeah, right. Like, I get to blast my favorite music all day, I get to push people, I get to laugh and have fun on the side, and also challenge them past their capabilities, and really just show them what they're capable of. So to me, that's just fun. Like, I get to go here, have fun, and then, it's just part of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
So it goes by super quick. Like, this morning was like a flash.
Yeah, we never will work in a day in our lives if we do what we love, right?
Yeah.
And have fun with it.
Yep.
And so you started with Cody, you said?
Correct. Yeah, Cody down in Verona.
Okay.
And I think
how was that
Maxie, too.
experience?
Dude, he's awesome. The first thing I told him was like, hey, I'm not an extroverted person. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. And he's like, dude, secret, like, I'm an introvert too. So he was like, you can do this. I can do it. Confidence, like, instilled from the day one, and just that energy that Burn and that confidence that Burn gives people, like, it's radiated through the members, but also through the trainers. Like, they're so helpful.
Yeah.
They never are like, nah, like, you don't have it in you. They're like, hey, 100%, like, you got this, dude. Don't even worry about it. Get your reps in, and we'll go through this together.
Why were you nervous at approaching, like, group fitness? Do you think that it's like, how do you, like, I'm interested in your perspective on Burn versus, like, all the other things, because I would assume that when you were in college, you didn't know about Burn, or did you?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. Karen reaching out was the first thing I heard about
So group fitness was like this certain definition in your head.
Yeah.
And then you come here, how does they contrast?
The community aspect of it. I mean, I'm somebody who would throw my headphones in, get my workout in, maybe have a buddy or two come with, but it was never like music blasting, somebody got a mic telling me what to do. I always had that drive to get to the gym myself, which this is where Burn really shines. It brings people in and it gets them hooked because they build that community. They're like, hey, are you going to Burn tomorrow? Like, I guess I am now. And that's one of the greatest things that I've realized and seen throughout the years is just how important the community aspect is, where if you get like on a rut when you're working out by yourself, you might not have somebody else to pick you back up.
Right.
But here, you got trainers counting on you, you got members counting on you, and you set higher expectations for yourself. So it's really changed my perspective on it.
Yeah. So as you are moving forward throughout your journey and you're experiencing a lot of success, you're well known in this community, what type of responsibility, obligation do you put on your shoulders now that because Cody helped kind of get your feet wet in this brand, obviously he's a fantastic trainer and a franchise partner. What is it, like, how are you standing on that now to help your team?
For me, it's just pushing out what the brand is. Like, inspiring, empowering the community members, and this gym right here is everything to me. Like, that's where I see myself being and staying as that lead trainer for Carrie and Karen. Like, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And I love every moment of it.
How do you pour back into? So you have Ashley, you have Tracy.
Yep, we got Christina, which you'll see this afternoon.
Yep. And you guys are a fantastic team. What are some of the ways that you've gotten them up to speed as they've come online?
And you kind of made some references to this morning. They're authentic, and we try to find what are their strengths and how do we build upon that, while also being like, hey, this is an area that we can improve on over time. Like, this is your focus this week, or this is your goal to kind of look at what's the next step for you as a trainer. How do you push your members? How do you instill that confidence in them, but also be yourself and being authentic? Because that's huge for me, is not trying to be somebody that I'm not when I'm on the floating floor.
Right.
Like for Ashley, it's dancing around to the music, but also getting the members hyped up at the same time.
Right.
Or Tracy doing some like really inspiring, like motivational, like speaks throughout the cool downs. Like, that's where she shines.
Right. And
Ashley shines in like getting members energized and lifted up.
Yeah.
So like figuring out how do you capitalize on that and continue to build from where they're at.
What do you struggle with personally?
For me, it's cool downs. For me, it's just trying to figure out what do I fill that time with.
Okay.
I know what's important, but how to switch it up so that it's coming across in a way where they're going to be receptive of that feedback. I talked to Matt Morris about it. He's like, when I first started, like, that was my weakest point of it. He's like, over time, I found like that's the most important part sometimes.
Yeah.
Like your speech at the end.
Yeah.
Every single person, like, you could hear like a pin drop. Like they're ready and they're receptive of that. And now they're going to go out and have a better day for it. They're going to go chase their goals because of that moment. So slowing it down and taking more time to really kind of utilize that.
Yeah, they're gonna hear us and use our narrative as their narrative.
Yeah.
Right? Because people oftentimes are sick of that narrative that plays back in their own head all the time of, we go inward. We call it jackal inward. Like you get this mentality where you turn your ears backwards and you start talking inward to yourself, and it's guilt, shame, doubt. Right? Those are the three big ones. Right. Guilt, shame, and doubt. Guilt, shame, and doubt. Guilt, shame, and doubt. And we don't have anybody else putting positive, optimistic thoughts in our head.
Yeah, you miss all the opportunities that are out in front of you.
Yeah, and they're gonna continue to pull in guilt, shame, and doubt because that's what they've always done. And so I always have found it really important to have a message. And dude, honestly, like half the time I screw it up. Like honestly, but they don't know.
Sure.
Like I'll write something down on my phone and I'll have it all articulated in my head, and then I'll get there and just say whatever, and it'll come out weird and awkward, but they don't know that, and it's their narrative as they're driving by Chick-fil-A, not stopping, or they're, putting down the sugar cookie or whatever it might be. Yeah. So what about? So take me higher, more abstract, not necessarily what you struggle with when it comes to the Burn Bootcamp product, but what does Lucas struggle with overall? I think it's important that we as trainers are vulnerable and we talk about, we are leaders. We have that nature, right? Well, we have the mic, we have the authority. People show up, they trust us, they love us, they want to work hard for us. They want to, like a player wanting to work hard and win for his coach that he respects. Yeah. We have that same type of mentality. So talk to me just a little bit about that.
So for me, it depends on what lens I want to put on for it. I think it's living what I preach and living what I practice. So finding that time to carve out that 45 minutes a day for myself, as life kind of adds more layers on. As I get older, thinking about like family, thinking about the marriage that I have coming up shortly.
Oh, congrats!
So just like different
When's
things
your marriage?
like going on. September 21st.
Nice, congratulations.
Yeah. So just kind of planning out what do I want my life to look like instead of having somebody else kind of plant what that's going to be. Right. Like looking a few years down the road and trying to have a map to get there.
Anticipation.
Versus just kind of like living day to day, but being able to map out how I want it to look and what that looks like.
Anticipation.
Yeah. And for me, training is a part of that, but I want it to be something I don't need to do financially. It's something that I want to do because it's what I enjoy doing. Right. Like I said, it never feels like work. Right. And that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So, me too, brother. Yeah. Me too, brother. Amen. Let me ask you two more questions.
Sure.
So, Burn Nation is listening to this podcast. They're getting just a little taste of your energy right now. What would you say to somebody who is at home, maybe not a Burn member yet, or maybe not even interested in being a Burn member? They just like the podcast and they just want to start working out. They just want to start moving, like some type of momentum. How do we get the momentum? So what's a couple strategies, tactical things we can do to get some momentum out there?
Yeah, for me, it's always start slow. Like it doesn't need to be all in from day one, but get through the doors. Find a way to just make it to the gym for 5 minutes. Right. You don't even have to have a game plan for it, but over time, just dedicate yourself to showing up consistently, and that will spread and that will build. You'll find that it becomes a little bit easier over time. Yeah. And I've noticed that with newer members. They're like, hey, I'm going to do 2 to 3 camps, and then one week I say, I'm like, hey, you've been here every single day, right? Yeah. They're like, yeah, I'm addicted to it. Like, I love it now. And just being able to see those mindset shifts and focus meetings where they're not focused on maybe necessarily losing the weight, but they're focused on how they feel. Mm-hmm. Like, I have more energy. I can chase my kids now. I can play with them, and I can keep up with them. That's kind of when I start to hear those mindset shifts, I know, hey, we're getting through. Yeah. And it's going to be something that is a lifelong habit versus something that, hey, I'm doing it for now, New Year's resolution or whatever it might be, and then I'm just going to be like throwing the towel. Like building those habits, those lifelong habits.
How do you get somebody who was on their journey, who takes that break, the classic I need some time off break, how do you get them back on? They already know how to do it. They've already ridden the bike before. It's like it's a matter of not ability but a motivation. Yeah. What are some of the ways that you find motivate people to get in the gym? Okay, you said small win, and that can help. Just start walking first, and if you're walking every day and showing up to that, well then eventually that's going to get easy, and you're going to want to earn for more. Yeah. Talk to me about somebody that's been in and now is out. How are you remotivating them to get back in? Yeah. Can you?
You can, and I think what Burn does really well that some other gyms might not is that they get to know the individual. Like, what was the reason that they got off track? What were their goals back then? And what's important to them now? Yeah. So really learning about the individual versus being like, hey, this is a good workout, let's do this, and then just see where it goes. Like, getting to know them so you can really pull from that why. Like, why do you want to get back into shape? Like, what is your goal? Because if they're not motivated, they're not going to show up.
What if they tell you, I want to get fit and I want to get toned?
What does that mean? What does that mean to you?
It means that I want my clothes to fit better and I want to look better.
What are you going to feel like when you achieve that?
I'm going to feel better about myself. I'm going to feel happier.
Yeah. Can you explain what that means to you? Like, what is your ideal like situation? Like, if I'm happy, like, what's going on in my life?
My kids look up to me.
Yeah.
My relationship is good.
Yeah.
And I'm more confident. I don't like my job and I want to leave my job.
Yeah.
And I don't have the confidence to do that yet.
When was the last time you were in a regular workout routine?
Never.
All right. Give us 2 to 3 weeks here, and let's see if you have that same energy as you come back afterwards.
Okay.
Like, notice how you.
So you're getting to my you're getting to like my root cause. You're like drilling down. You're not just letting me get away with
no,
like.
You don't get like good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
I'm fit and toned.
Right.
I want to get fit and toned.
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean?
For everybody, it can mean it's like 10 different things depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
So really getting to identify that why.
Yeah, I love that, and I try to drill it down. This is the way that I language it. I try to drill it down to their hot button, and that hot button is usually associated with the gain of or loss of love. So it's like you're not done finding what motivates somebody until they say somebody's name.
Okay.
That's close to them, and as soon as they got that name, I grab onto that name and I press that name over and over and over.
Like in camp right here.
Yep.
Like 2 more reps. Come on.
Yep. What would you do if your daughter, Sarah was right next to you,
or she's watching on the sideline
they start
right
crushing
here.
it. Yeah. No, I love that you say that, and so I said 2 more questions, but I asked you like 4 more because we were on a roll.
Yeah.
My last one is going to be I want you to just go ahead and look at the camera, and I want you to give Burn Nation, our current members here right now, like what does Burn Bootcamp mean to you in your life, in your family's life, and what do you hope it means for them? Talk to them. They're here. They're listening to you, and I know they'll love to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, Burn Bootcamp, guys, it's changed my life in terms of picking me up and giving me the confidence to stand in front of a room of 100 people and confidently train them. So for me, it's done a lot in terms of just my personal growth. And I feel like it does that for a lot of other people too. Just the friendships that I've seen people grow from these 45 minutes in camp, they're able to build upon that, and some people have changed their jobs because of us. When they've come in, some people have seen diabetes go away because they've changed their eating habits and they've focused on themselves. So I really think the possibilities are endless with it, but focus on what motivates you, what drives you, and use that as your reason to continue to show up for yourself.
Lucas, listen, I have thoroughly enjoyed being in your environment, in your world. Thank you for all you do for the Burn Bootcamp brand. You're running an amazing training team. You're just an amazing friend, and we really appreciate you. We're so glad to have you on our team.
Yeah.
And I would like you to take us out today. 2 claps on 2, okay?
All right. Burn fam, 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.
Guys, make sure you flex on that subscribe button. I need your subscriptions. Okay?
Do it.
You want to make sure you write the reviews, do all the things.
Right
we
now.
need it. We
Right
need
now.
it. Do it right now. See you guys.